Hey ABC, it's Carino. Gonna do a quick update. Getting ready to get blasted by this big storm coming up the East Coast, calling for like 30 inches here, man. We already got 3 or maybe a little bit more. Supposed to, it's Friday night right now, supposed to snow into early Sunday morning. So, killer. Alright, I just grabbed this pile. This is what's been spinning and new stuff, so we'll look at it as we go here. I think I kind of separated it into, there is some non-metal stuff here at the beginning, and then metal at the end. So I just got these two in. Had these on CD for a while, and I knew nothing about the band when I picked up the CDs, and still don't know a lot about them other than they're from Greece. It's Vavel or Vavel. And this is from like 86. Hopefully you can see that. There was 500 pressed of this. This is 438 on Unisound. Very cool, kind of almost like an epic metal kind of a feel. A lot of keyboard and that kind of thing, but still very, very cool. This was their first album. And then like 2 years later they recorded a second album, and it was just untitled, and it got passed around on cassette. That was it until 2003. It was released, I think, on that CD version that I have. But it finally came out on vinyl, and they titled it Second Death. And here's the label. Pretty cool band. I mean, nothing really, crazy good about them. Just an obscure metal band, and like I said, I've had them on CD forever. And when they popped up on vinyl, I definitely wanted to grab them. So, happy with those. I just kind of pulled this out. It's been in a Just In pile for years, or a while anyways. It's just a compilation called Sharp Cuts. New music from American bands. This is on Planet Records. Let's see here. And maybe. This was 1980. Yep, 1980. Pretty cool. Bands like the Alley Cats, the DBs, the Fast, the Known, Single Bullet Theory, Suburban Lawns. A few bands I definitely hadn't heard of, but just total new wavy punk kind of thing. Really dug this, man. A little bit of jangly kind of stuff on here too. Really, really interesting. Just very much a record, a compilation of its time, 1980. Some really good bands like this floating around then. Love finding that kind of compilation because, like I said, there's a ton of bands on there I'd never heard before. Okay, next one I've had for a while, probably 4 or 5 years, been in a box. I come across it every once in a while. I'm digging through that box, and it's like, man, I'm just gonna put this thing on. I'm probably gonna get rid of it, so let's just drop the needle and see, and I can put it in the pile to get rid of. Ended up digging it, so I'm gonna hang on to it. It's Sweet Emma and her Preservation Hall Jazz Band from New Orleans. New idea of the year on this. Here's the label. It's just New Orleans jazz, like early, I'm far from a jazz expert, but I'm guessing 20s, 30s, something like that. That kind of thing. And I'm thinking this was probably from the 60s when this was recorded. It was interesting. I found it for $1 somewhere. Like I said, I just kind of picked it up, and after coming across so many times, like, just drop the needle and get rid of this thing. Ended up liking it, so I hang on to it. And it got me pulling out some other jazz out of that box. Here's the Buddy Rich Band, Swingin'. What's this on? Ambassador. No idea on the year. Very cool. I dig the Buddy Rich records I've heard so far. Just really moving kind of jazz. It's not that slow stuff. I definitely dig the stuff that's really upbeat and moving. Another one found not too long ago, actually. Two Sides of Slide Hampton. I thought this was interesting. It's on Charlie Parker Records. I had no idea. I've never seen anything else on that label. But this was cool too. You know, kind of a little bit of that big band kind of sound mixed in with more jazz from like a 60s kind of jazz, I guess, early 60s. But dug that. And I guess you call this Psych the Hello People. Again, grabbed this one pretty cheap, whatever, it's $3 or $4. The cover was definitely eye-catching. Yeah, I haven't looked it up. I'm guessing 67, 68, 69, somewhere around in there. Pretty good. Nothing, really fantastic. But dug it. This, however, really like going back to Detroit, the Platters. Love the cover. And just kind of that Motown sound, whatever. This is on Musicor. It's a mono pressing. Okay, now the metal. Hit a little shop, has a ton of metal down near DC. Found this last weekend. Pretty sure it's just a bootleg, but it's pretty cool. It's Rainbow, Long Island, 1979. The Down to Earth tour. And here's the label. 2 LP set. Graham Bonnet was with the band at the time. It's a gatefold. Interesting. Side 4 has Man on the Silver Mountain and Long Live Rock and Roll. So it's kind of interesting to hear Graham Bonnet singing those songs. Not bad, not Dio, but not bad. So pretty cool find. Dug that. Just kind of hard rock here. April Wine, Forever for Now, and this is on Aquarius. And hopefully you can see the Aquarius logo there. And the inner sleeve. Pretty cool. This album has half of it maybe. Pretty good rocking. And then definitely a lot of slow stuff on here too. So I finally spun this Chevy Celestial Hi-Fi, and this is one of the records I picked up digging with LJ when I was up in New England. And to be honest, I hadn't listened to this since the 90s. I had it on CD forever, I guess, when it first came out. But this pressing's on Rise Above. But they're one of those stoner, doomy kind of bands, more kind of stoner, I think. But wow, I'd forgotten about the early Sabbath love. I mean, right down to the vocals on some of them are just like, total Ozzy sounding. But a really cool album. If you never checked out that band, definitely worth it. Spun this, one of my all-time favorite albums. I remember, from my childhood. Kiss Alive 2. This is one of the reissues. I've been slowly picking the reissues up. I think I have most of the 70s stuff besides the solo albums. I don't know if I'll get those. But they did a fantastic job. Every one I've gotten has been top-notch. Sounds great. And the prices have dropped on them. I don't mind spending anywhere from 20 to 22 is what I've been grabbing them. That one was more being a double. But 35 or 45, 50, whatever for the doubles, no way. But around the $20 mark, definitely, I think they're worth it. They did a good job. Another reissue, King Diamond Conspiracy. I think this popped up, and damn, we can't remember where I got it from, but definitely got a heads up from LJ. So thanks, brother. Definitely dig that. Okay, next up is an album I've had on CD since it came out. Freaking love this album. It's just a fun 80s metal party hard rock album, whatever. Lord Tracy, Deaf Gods of Babylon. And man, what was the year? 89. So, remember this from college years, and actually a college band we played, Piranha, off this album. But just a fun album, man. If you've never heard these guys, definitely check them out. And the deal with these dudes is the vocalist is, what was his name? Terrence Lee Glaze. I think he just went by Terrence Lee, but he was the original singer for Pantera on the first 3 albums. Then he left, and Pantera put out one more good album and then went to shit. Personal opinion, but this is a fun album, man. It's just a really good album. If you haven't checked these dudes out, give them a shot. Next, Manowar, Into Glory Ride. Just kind of pulled this out. I was talking to somebody on Facebook about Manowar and had to grab it, or I pulled it off the shelf and give it a spin. Same with this. This is such an underrated album. And it's just a fantastic album from start to end. And it's the debut from the Rods. And they were on Arista when they first started, major label. And if you've checked out the Rods and you haven't checked out the debut, man, do so. This is a full-on rockin' fun time. This is just a great album and a great cover, man. Of course, it reminds me of that, the first Ramones album, kinda. But wow, just a great album. Next, Saints Anger, old Mausoleum band. Mid 80s, can't remember. I didn't know a lot about this band, still don't. This was kind of just a blind buy. It's on Mausoleum. It's a metal album and it's on Mausoleum, so I definitely grabbed it. Snatch up any Mausoleum pressings I ever come across. But it was good. Not great. Nowhere near great. But a cool listen. And actually I need to research them more. Should have done that. Next, Samson. Don't Get Mad, Get Even. And I'm going to say I'm very behind on Samson. They are definitely a band I need to investigate more and brush up on. Have a bunch of their albums, but I just don't know a lot about them, other than the Bruce Dickinson connection. But cool album. Just they were out of that new wave British heavy metal scene, but they were more the rock side of it than the metal side. But like I say, I definitely need to brush up on that band some more. Don't know a lot about them, which is kind of sad on my part. Next, the new Raven. Finally, I've had this, I'm probably 2 or 3 months, and I just hadn't spun it. There's just, not enough time. But finally dropped the needle on it. Man, this is a great album. It's Extermination. And Raven's they're just keeping on, man. Such a cool band. And definitely a cool album, man. If you haven't checked this one out. It just came out last year. And it's Raven. There's not a big change in sound or anything like that. A little better production than the old stuff, of course. But just killer album. And a lot of double bass on that album, which usually turns me off. But not so much on that. I don't know what it is. It's something about, and I've griped about this before with the power metal, the continuous double bass gets on my nerves. But there's a lot of double bass on that album, and it didn't bother me. It kind of fit right. And it might just be because of it's not a power metal album. I don't know. Whatever. And the last one is Sanctuary, Into the Mirror Black. Killer band from Washington State. Probably everybody knows Sanctuary. And this is one, I had this for a while, just pulled it out to listen to. I found this on vacation. I ran into like a shit ton of import metal while on vacation down in Myrtle Beach. And this is a German import, German pressing. So, how long ago was that? 6 years. It was $15, and I got there Monday and found all this stuff. And every Tuesday, the store I was in, everything in the store is 25% off. I probably picked up 30 albums, but I had to wait till, I wanted to wait till the next day because everything was going to be 25% off. So I did. So whatever, this ended up being, what, $12, somewhere around in there. So, killer album. It's funny how you can remember certain digs like that, and other digs you can't remember at all. Some albums you can't remember where the hell they came from, but I remember exactly where this came from, Alright, that's it. Probably gotta go shovel again. Last time I shoveled, we had between 3, coming up on probably 4 inches. Trying to stay ahead of it. Like I said, they're calling for up to 30 inches here before Sunday morning. Loving it. You can get through this, George. Just kick back, watch some horror movies, open the curtains and watch it snow. Alright, I guess we're getting close to the premiere, the launch, whatever, of the metal documentary. Should be coming up this weekend here at some point, so hope everybody checks that out. Hope everybody enjoys it. If you don't enjoy it, that's cool too. Just something we all really had a good time putting together and working together on this. And a huge thanks to Corey for doing all this. Corey just put in some hours, and I think it paid off. It looks fantastic. We're all happy with it. So, all right, BC, that's it for me. I'm snowed in, or will be we'll be in the morning for sure. So, might do some more videos here this weekend. We'll see. Later.